Hello and welcome to the second video of mine for 2017. Please remember, if you watch the video and you like it, remember to like the video on YouTube. Press the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you liked the video, you watched it and you liked it. So this title speaks for itself. Our long-haired, long-legged Mac Daddy Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, is putting this country into debt, in greater debt, creating larger and larger deficits. Most of that money is going to other countries. Barely any of that money is going stimulating the economy like he promised to do in the election. In his first month as Prime Minister, he spent $3 billion of our taxpayer dollars, and all of it went to other countries, including the $2.65 billion he spent to go help fight global warming in other countries, to help other countries fight global warming. Now, he's been in power for over a year. He spent $200 million to help Iraq form an Iraq fundraising conference. He spent $15 million to help 8 African countries develop youth job training schools. And he spent millions of dollars for Indonesia to help them with their infrastructure. And we get nothing out of this. Now we're going into debt and we're going into deficit. Our debt is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Our deficits are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Our economy is being fucked up over a bunch of other countries, which, if they had the sense, if they had the smarts, and if they had the common sense and the leadership, could be even richer than us. I mean, you see some of these countries in Africa. They've got oil, they got gas, they've got gold, they've got diamonds, they got all this stuff, and still the damn country's fucked up. I mean, seriously. We're giving all this money to these countries, and the countries are still the same way. Now, yeah, first world countries usually do give a lot of money to these other countries, but Trudeau is taking it a step too far. He is damn taking it a step too far, because not only are we spending all this money going to other countries where most likely the politicians are taking the money and putting it into Swiss bank accounts, but we have infrastructure issues here. We have issues here with education, with healthcare. I was watching on the news the other day, the emergency rooms in the Greater Toronto area, they're overflowing. We're having we have major infrastructure issues here, but the Mac Daddy is spending millions of dollars to help Indonesia help with their infrastructure. We have environmental concerns in this country, and he's spending $2.65 billion to help other countries fight friggin' global warming. And if you were to go on some of the native reserves in this country, in Northern Ontario, Saskatchewan, Alberta, some of these places would make the worst part of Somalia and Nigeria look like Beverly Hills. I mean, and this is in Canada. So this Prime Minister needs to friggin' stop spending so much of our tax dollars. I mean, this is probably why he introduced the carbon tax. Not to help with no damn environment. Because he's spending so much money, it's going to other countries, and he can't borrow anymore, so he's going to raise our damn taxes now even more. So we suffer, he gets the money, and he gives most of it to other countries. And it's day after day after day. I watch CTV, I watch CBC, I go on Facebook, I see these posts about the government spent this $1 billion to go to this country, another $1 million to help go to this country, and for some stupid reason too. And I almost never hear about some infrastructure project, or we're spending billions for something in some other part of Canada or whatever. It's always to go to some other country. What the hell is wrong with this picture? Lots. Because now we and our children and your children and children's children are going to have to pay off that debt and that deficit somehow, some way, and sometime. Because it can't go on like this forever. And I don't want to have to pay off something that went to another country for some stupid reason, like the helping them with fight global warming or to help Indonesia fix their infrastructure. That's bullshit. That is complete bullshit. Especially when you campaign saying that you are going to go into deficit to help with our infrastructure and to do all this stuff. Now, we all know that liberal prime ministers are very irresponsible, usually with money. But usually these left-wing politicians spend a lot of money and that money goes back into our country. This prime minister is spending a lot of money, billions and billions of friggin' hard-earned money. And he's putting it into Indonesia and Africa. I mean, I have never heard of 2.65 billion friggin' dollars going to other countries to help them fight global warming. That's bullshit, Trudeau. You're not prime minister of the world, you're prime minister of Canada. Not everybody in this country lives like how you lived growing up. Not everybody has a friggin' trust fund. We don't all live like kings. You may think that the whole country lives like how you lived. But there are many people, especially natives, especially immigrants. I mean, it's not even immigrants that he's even worried about. I mean, he's spending a lot of money either to other countries or to refugees, people who don't even have Canadian citizenship or who are not landed immigrants. That's the only time you hear a lot of big spending plans. You don't hear, I barely hear about spending Canadian infrastructure or for this or for that. I never hear about the big spending for this country. Every other day, every month, I hear about billions of dollars going to some other damn country. This guy needs to wake up and realize he's Prime Minister of friggin' Canada. That's why I call him the Mac Daddy. That's why I call him a long-haired, long-legged Mac Daddy. Because he macks you mother friggers who vote for him, and who voted for his father, and who vote liberal time and time again, and who just fall for the same friggin' trick all the time. And yeah, you complain one day, but then you vote liberal the next day. Sick of it. It's bullshit.